Right, family. All right. Well, let me make sure I got the right monitor. Is it what do y'all see on the monitor?
Blessed art thou.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I got all kind of stuff going on. Thank you for that, my brother.
Yep.
All right. All right, family. Yes, thank you for reading that out. Brother Ori for seeing what it is we wanted to get into. Last week was was a good walkthrough of a couple of chapters. Still in this line by line series that we're doing. And anybody remember kind of like pretty much anything maybe from last week that we got into? Anything of note that kind of stood out? Because I'm really just gonna kind of keep it going from kind of where we left off with Yaakov. One of the main things, because I think Ori and you had done like a whole like
Fourth,
four
yeah, fourth chapter.
chapters. Yeah. We were only able to get through like a couple more after that. Still in the obviously in the story of Yosef is beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Where we pretty much ended it off was where Yaakov was getting ready to bless Yosef's two sons. Let me see if I have that in here. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let me continue on with this. Let me see. There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Yosef. So we will continue in the path where we left off from Yosef and Yaakov and what Yaakov was doing before his death. Okay. Um. Yeah, and he was dealing with the sons of his grandbabies essentially, because I think there was somewhere around maybe verse 11. It was stating that like he didn't even know that he was just blessing the Most High and just saying how good he is because he didn't even know. Because remember, Yosef was gone for a large part of his life,
Yeah.
and so it was you can almost see the sincerity in the scriptures whenever he was like, hey, I didn't even know if I was gonna see you, Yosef, and I get a chance. I'm sitting up here having my hands on my grandbabies, so it was a beautiful picture, right? And that's kind of where was gonna leave off of. So then my question was gonna be to the panel, okay? Which people in your family are the greatest threat to the enemy's future plans?
The children?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
pretty
talking
much.
about. That's what I'm talking.
That's what I was thinking too.
Hallelujah. Obviously, you saw it a little bit, but it's not too obvious, right? I try to do a little bit of security sometimes in those questions. All right, cool. All praise to the mighty, yeah. Ain't no script up in there after this. It's just, I mean, anybody. If you so you can go read like what if you want something direct, I guess. But we're gonna talk about that next. I think Maury, Ori is probably gonna get into that lesson next with the few chapters after this one. So whether it's that one or even whether it's yeah, I remember what happened with Pilot, right? You remember what Pilot was doing, right? Was it
Yeah, he washed his
Pontius,
hands of it.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I like, look, I know it's my job, but I have no personal grudge against the guy.
Yep. He said we're gonna. I think it's Matthew. You can read that in any of the Gospels, right? But Matthew 2, you can get into that. So yeah, yeah, y'all understand how important it is. All right, continue this on. All right, another question. What will help to assure Shaitan, Hashatan, that he could spiritually, where he can spiritually abort the plans of Yah for your children? I think I messed up on that part, that he part, where Hashatan can spiritually abort. Just so take out the he part. what will help to assure Hasatan that he can spiritually abort the plans of Yah for your children? It's a bunch of
Uh,
things probably that are going through y'all's mind, but to kind of stay on course, we'll just jump straight into the script, okay? That's all right with y'all. We'll go off a little bit, but then we'll come right back, unless y'all got some answers.
I was gonna say removal of the father from the household. That's the biggest one because social media is a
Hey now,
of
hey
a
now,
drug.
hey, you already know the deal. It's a concerted effort. Oh, you just brought up another, maybe if I find a video, I'll show it to y'all afterwards, but you just brought something up. Anyway, that's a, um, that's a good one. It's kind of in line with, I think where we're gonna go. But so let's get this script. If anybody else got anything, let's get this script. All right, I'm gonna veer off a little bit, then we'll come back. Uh, First Kings 11. Let me get it right here with y'all. I'm grabbing my phone like I need to actually grab my phone. I'm on a whole computer. Give me a second.
But yeah, it sucks. Like on a Mac, you can actually open up the Sephora app on a
Yeah.
laptop.
Oh, that's nice.
On Windows though, you got to have an Android device.
Yep. All right, it's an oldie but a goodie. But I think a lot of y'all are gonna, hey, it's another one of those where it's a dagger in the heart of this whole movement. But anyway, all right. Somebody gonna read it, or you want me to read it? How you want to do?
I
I can
can
read.
read if.
Okay, by all means, please go for it.
I guess she can go.
Okay.
All right. All right. First Kings chapter 11, verses 1 through 6.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but King Shalomo loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabim, Ammonaim, Edo, Edomaim,
Mm-hmm.
Idomaim, and Chittim. Of the nations concerning which Yahuwah said unto the children of Yasharel, Ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
Shalom clave unto these in love. And he had 700 women, princesses, and 300 concubines. And his women turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Shalomo was old that his women turned away his heart after other Elohim, and his heart was not perfect with Yahuwah Eloheu, as was the heart of David his father.
Mm-hmm.
For Shalomo went after Ashtaroth, the Elohai of the Sidonaim, and after Malach, Malcolm, the abomination of the Ammonaim. And Shalomo did evil in the sight of Yahuwah, and went not fully after Yahuwah, as did David his father.
Thank you for that.
Now, I just want to clarify this for those who are going to be listening to this later. Malcolm, or is actually a god of the Ammonim, which is the modern day Japanese. Which is I'm trying to think what major god. I guess is it Buddha? That's probably their god there. But I think in modern day Taoism dominates or something like that. I'm just trying to think what their god was back then. Or
Yeah.
what he would be called today. But
Yeah.
that's
I don't know what that's transformed into.
yeah,
I don't. We just know that it was one of those guys of that nation,
yeah.
that
That's
nation of people. Same thing
but
probably we think about with Molech and the rest of them, right? I mean, it talks about, I think, and with Astro, some other things. I mean, I just keep it to what it is it says here. For me personally, but yeah, if you want to do that research, go for it. Shit.
well, we know Astros is just another name for Ishtar, but yeah, like it's
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, man. But so yeah, the aspect of what we're looking at for what can abort the plans, what could that be? I was just gonna give a blanketed statement here, but
Well,
essentially
like,
sin, guys. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you see this like woefulness, if you will, like this woeful, like,
yeah,
hey,
that's the
I know the Most High says not to do all of this. Verse 2, not to go up and be. It's not necessarily per se about getting with the strange women, but it was what were they gonna do?
turn away his heart. That's why it
To
like
go do what? Yep, turn away is what hard to go do what?
worship Elohim, which
You got
violates the
it.
first of the
Come on
10.
now.
Thou shalt not have any other God before.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And so, but what did the Most High doing even in that situation? Solomon could have got that work, right? But
he
what
forgave
happened?
it. He allowed it to happen for
We
life.
could have gave him that work, but what happened? What ended up happening?
Uh,
Nothing happened to him
yeah. Oh, yeah.
because of what?
Sins were brought on his children for the third and fourth generation.
Right. You had what is verse saying verse 6? Solomon did what that was evil in the sight of Yahuwah and did not wholly
because of
follow
his father.
Yahuwah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What
Because
you
of
say?
his father.
There you go.
So he was.
Because his father.
So he
He
was still
could have
covered
got that
by.
work, but he got spared. You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought that what it is that you do today will have an effect on your progeny? Like, and I'm talking about like obviously on the spiritual sense. We know about epigenetics and all of this. We get that. We get that part. I'm not taking that part away. But I'm talking about like just, you know, you doing your dirt, possibly, cheating on your wife and the whole nine. But how can that affect your son not being able to, or your daughter not being able to graduate, son not being able to get a job? You know what I'm saying? Like, or just going crazy. You know what I mean? Down the line.
It's good or
And then you say, well,
bad.
I
It
don't
can
know.
affect
Eh,
the future. Because in
Come on.
David's case, it like kind of preserved. Um, it kind of maybe because David, did something wrong as well,
Oh,
but
hell yeah, he
it
did
seemed to
plenty.
kind of preserve for because like later on, the Most High talks about because for my servant David's sake or something for David's sake, the covenant. He preserves his bloodline still. Um, so like good or bad, it could have an effect on those who come after you.
Mhm. Yeah, there's even a part, I think, in this chapter somewhere where it says it like, I'm going to preserve one tribe for you. Let me see what. I just didn't get that part because I was like, oh yeah, verse 13. We didn't go that far because I'm trying to. But yeah, to your point. However, I will not tear away what all of the kingdom,
Yeah.
but I give you one tribe. Well, y'all know what that tribe is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, for the sake, once again, for the sake of David, my servant, and for the sake of Yerushalayim that I have chosen. So I'm very interested. Excellent commentary, y'all. All right, so now it seems like we're getting this foundation out the way. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Can y'all hear
Oh,
me when I
oh,
speak?
now I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
We couldn't.
okay.
If you were
It's
speaking
because
before, we
I
couldn't
have
hear you.
on. Oh no, I wasn't speaking before. It's because I'm using my husband's headphones, and I think they're like I don't even know if they are, but they're they're Bose, and I didn't think that he said they didn't have a speaker, so but
Hmm.
they do. So I just wanted to make sure they did.
Okay.
Good deal. Good deal. So yeah, that actually affected how Shlomo Solomon and his children was actually gonna receive the blessing. But let's bring it up to us. Then what must we do to inherit the blessing? And that's kind of like opening the question, to be honest with you. If you want to say something, go for it. But I figured I was gonna go straight to the script for that, and then we can comment after that.
Go straight to the script.
Okay. All right. Who got that? You got it from where? 1 Peter 3.
First Peter 3. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let me get to it. 3, 8 through 9.
Yes, sir.
All right. Finally, be ye all of one mind,
Mm-hmm.
having passion one of another, love as brethren, be
Mm.
beautiful, be courteous, not rendering evil for evil or railing for railing, but uh, contrary-wise a blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
Thank you. Do y'all see it? I'll read it again. Finally, all of you having unity of mind, sympathy, brotherly, sisterly love, a tender heart, and a humble mind. Do not repay evil for evil or reviling for reviling, but on the contrary, bless for those, for to this you were called, that you may obtain a blessing. I know, man, that's shouting. Anyway,
Be good to
so
people.
Sadie,
Be good to people. Do unto others as you have them do unto you, basically.
yes, don't even repay evil for evil. Don't be a reviler, right? You don't even, somebody treating you, man, because everybody on this call wants blessings. I'm sure of that. You know what I'm saying? And Sharman was praying about it just now. We ain't talked before this. Mm-mm. She prayed. She said she literally prayed about unity. I said, man, I'll tell you, the Most High is in the midst.
Honestly, I was thinking about that when you were talking. I was like, wow, yeah, I was, thinking about
Tell
that. I
me,
was like, I was praying
Spirit of
about
the
that.
Most High, man.
All praises to Yah.
Yeah. I know it's what somebody say. I used to get this from one of the elders back then. Is just because it's easy doesn't mean it's easy or something like that. He used to say just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. You know what I mean? I was just like, yeah. And of course, the rest of that is beautiful too, right? Whoever desires to love life, verse 10, and sees good days, let him keep his tongue
Oh,
from evil, right? Let his lips from speaking deceit. Let him turn away from evil and do good. Y'all know the deals. Seek peace. Let him. I should have got you to, man. Go ahead, read verse 11 to 12, please, and then we'll try to stop it there.
let him shew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensue it. For the eyes of Yahuwah are over the righteous,
The
and his
righteous.
ears are open unto their prayers.
Oh my
But the
God.
face of Yahuwah is against them that do evil.
Come on now. All right. We'll I mean, seek peace and pursue it. Not trying to be causing ruckus every day and letting yourself get all out of whack and the whole nine. And no, he deals with those who are pursuing that. Because I know everybody. Once again, everybody want their prayers to be heard. Yeah. You think he got time to be hearing the prayers of somebody going off the rails, but then I want something? You know what I'm saying? He's a good father. But anyway, that's something I ain't, because I think it's and it's something I got to get my own heart, right? Everybody, it's not me just, best believe this is something I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to y'all. But yeah, this is very interesting.
Yeah, you
Mm.
can't be a crap out and expecting results, basically.
Come on, man. Then turn around. Yeah, most I don't give you exactly what it is you want. You know what I'm saying? If you exactly what it is that you are, I should say it like that. He gives you exactly what it is that you are. But anyway, and that's something so anyway, all right, we'll continue on. All right, so let's get into it. Now that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking it's gonna be. I think we should be able to get through this and honestly like a super timely manner. All right, so let's continue reading. We're gonna pick it up where we left off. Question is anybody got anything to say on that what we just not said, or continue on?
I just want to, clarify too that when it says, don't do evil for evil and don't seek to, be contrary or disrupt. He's mainly talking about that amongst your people, not with your
Right.
enemy. I'm just
Right, right,
clarifying.
right. But even then, we're supposed to be a what into the nations.
A
A light.
light.
There you go. And also, are we the not the board one, but we're supposed to something with all men. I think it's live
Peace
peaceably.
with all
Yeah,
men,
yeah, leave
something like
peaceably.
that.
Live peaceably, exactly. With
Because I
all
mean,
men.
then there shouldn't be problems if on your end at least, because you can't control everybody. But if there shouldn't be problems if on your end you're being peaceful and just
That's right. We just, what I'm saying, when we come into any situation, we just say, we do our part. You follow what it is that, you render unto Caesar, deal with that part. And then you just, you set up your houses, you set up your gardens, you do your thing, right? Live peaceably. You know what I'm saying? That's all. We ain't got to sit up there and get all into everything and start no ruckus with nobody. For one, I ain't even got time for that, man. Be honest
Yeah.
with you. It's already enough out there. Um, Thank y'all for that. Good deal. All right, so let's continue on. What was Reuben? I think I meant to say and Simeon. What was Reuben, Simeon? Oh, what was Reuben? I meant to say comma, sorry. Reuben, Simeon, and Levi's problems when it came to when it was time for their blessings. Oh my gosh, my run on sentences is crazy. When it was time for their blessings. What was Reuben, Simeon, and Levi's problems when it came time for their blessings?
Well, they were impatient and didn't follow instruction.
Okay.
That's really what it boils down to. What for those three when they lost their
Mm-hmm.
the birthright.
Mm-hmm. Deal.
So, yeah, I would agree with what Ori said.
Right. Yeah, you gave a
Like
good breakdown.
disobedience.
Uh, Good deal. All right, let's get it. All right, let me get somebody to read that better sheet 49, 1 through 7. Get there with you. Get there with you. All right.
I can
I
I can
can
get it.
read. Oh.
Hear me?
Okay. Hey, what's up, Bing?
Ema. It's not Ema. Okay.
Ah,
Thought it was Lima Vicky. My bad, Amber.
Okay. If I don't sound too far, I'll go ahead and read while it's quiet for the moment.
Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, you got your opportunity, your window. Then Lydia, if you don't mind getting it after that.
All right. So Bereshit 49, 1 through 7. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto El Yasharal, your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Unstable as water, you should not excel, because you went up to your father's bed, then defiled it. He went up to my couch. Shimeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not into their secret, unto their assembly, my honor. Be not united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self will they dug down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Yaakov and scatter them in Yasharah.
Man, oh man, thank you for that. My goodness.
That makes sense now to why. Later on we learn that there are Levites scattered in every other tribe. He's like,
There
look, y'all know
you go.
all together.
It's crazy, ain't it? Because at first, like, you know, when we was kind of talking about things, because you know, Joseph's sons ended up actually getting what Reuben and Simeon was supposed to get.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, that's what I think it's. I do not have this in here, but let me. Somebody get first. I think it's First Chronicles 5. Somebody got First Chronicles 5. Let me see. 5 and 1.
I can get it. I'm already
Go ahead.
there. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Yasharel, for he was firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Yasharel, and the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright.
Um, yeah, so I ended up going to Manasseh and Ephraim, or Ephraim and Manasseh, how you want to say it. Probably Ephraim and Manasseh, because even though Ephraim was younger, he still ended up, because you know that's what Yaakov said was gonna happen. He said, I don't care if you don't like it, you're gonna get on board with this. Uh, uh, Joseph, you know, Joseph, and so yeah.
That's
But
crazy
where were we?
to lose a birthright just because you lack dick this. That's crazy.
He has some discipline, yeah. Um, and it's crazy, like, you know, like even though they did not talk about this a lot, like, you know, yes, the Most High will forgive you, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you can get forgiven in a situation, you know, in whatever circumstances you got going on. But does that automatically? I'll say it like that. I gotta say that very automatically, like, relieve you of the consequences.
No.
I mean, yeah. Most High got all kind of forgiveness scriptures all throughout this Bible. But yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is at times. I just hope that the penalty ain't gonna be that harsh. And to your point, so they didn't get, you know, they didn't get it. But and then what ends up happening with Levi just got, like you said, he just got scattered. You know, what I'm saying? He got, there's gonna
He's
be
like, I
somebody.
can't.
There's gonna be somebody in every camp. Go ahead.
No, no, it was funny. He's like, I can't let y'all Negroes like group together, man. Y'all get too many bad ideas. I got to be scattered
Yeah.
throughout each tribe.
Yep. All right. Anybody else got anything to say? All right. All right. Unto whom? You close the books. Unto whom shall the gathering of the people be? Unto whom shall the gathering of the people be? Staying in the process of what we remember, and when it comes to these blessings that the Most High is handing out through Yaakov to his sons. Because if I
Oh,
would ask another question, it was probably gonna be like too easy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably, because what we're about to read, y'all know, I know y'all know the answer to that one.
so
But
basically, this question is asking who's going to be the ruler of which son, I guess, right? Is going to be the
hey,
ruler of, and it's Yehuda.
well, let's see. Hey, I like that answer. All right. Let's get that better sheet 49, 8 through 15, somebody. And I kind of just, you know, put in a couple of other tribes because I'm like, it really wasn't, you know, so it is what it is with the other ones. Go ahead. Yeah, Lydia, if you don't mind.
Yes. Bereshit 29, 9 to 15.
Yeah, 8 through
Yehuda,
15.
oh, sorry, 8 to 15. Yehuda, you are he whom your brethren shall praise. Your
Uh-huh.
hand shall be in the neck of your enemies. Sorry. Your father's children shall bow down before you. Yehuda is a lion's whelp. That's how
Uh-huh.
you say
Right.
it? From the prey, my son, you are gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Yehuda, nor a Torah giver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Biding is what? How do you say that? Fall,
Yeah, fall or fall. I
Oh,
don't know. Yeah.
yeah.
fall unto the vine, and his ass is called unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be for a haven of sheep, and his border shall be unto Zidon. Issachar is a strong as couching down between two burdens, and he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
Yep. Yeah. It's the Mexicans, right? I'm joking,
Mm.
by the way. I have no clue. It's I understand it. What is it called? But they say that's the part that they use. He became a servant of forced labor, or he's willing to go into places to do harsh labor. So that's how that's how the camps use that.
Oh,
To be
oh,
honest, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, okay, interesting. Even though we just read about Simeon basically kind of getting Simeon and Levi getting scattered.
yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, where does that fit? You know what I'm saying on the chart? But anyway, all right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Um, yeah. I mean, he's gonna the obedience of the people is gonna come onto yeah, people are gonna be gathered through Judah. Very, very interesting. And of course, they use the what is it? His eyes are darker than wine. I don't know what it says in verse 12 for y'all, but the version I'm reading out of, that's what it says.
Shall be red with wine. So that means,
Yeah,
Yahusha, he liked to partake of the bottle.
yeah. I mean, um,
But
and of
he
course
had
through
but he had white teeth.
yeah, yeah, and of course through Zebulon in there, it wasn't a lot to really go off of. I could ask a question about like, who's really the tribe of the ships and the whole nine, but it's there, right? Zebulon, and of course Issachar, strong as a donkey, strong as an ass. All right. Any comments? All right.
It's cool how even like well we know Yahusha throughout the whole book, but like even here before it's even realized about who he is, he's described here in 12.
Right. Yeah. 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 And I'm trying to stay on course with the whole aspect of, this is what like I'm seeing that blessings are gonna be according to like, because some of y'all have different children, right? And all your children aren't exactly the same, right? It might not necessarily be a blanketed blessing that you're gonna give. Yeah, maybe something according to them, right? According to what it is, how it is that they are, and what it is that you see. So thought that was very interesting, just kind of going through this. All right, this is more of a statement before we just get into it because I couldn't really see a question anyway. So I can see why people like to name their children Daniel and Asher. That's all I can say. All right, let's continue on in the reading. Better sheet 49:16 through 21. That was gonna be, I think, you now, right? Or
Okay, yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Was it 16 through 21?
Yeah.
Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Yasharel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path that bites the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backward. I have waited for your Yahusha, O Yahuwah. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
Mm.
Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Naphtali is a hen let loose. He gives goodly words.
That's awesome. What version is that, Jury? Is that the Sefer?
Yep, that's the stuff.
Good deal. I like that. Uh, so yeah, essentially when I was just looking at it is, the name Dan.
Yeah.
It's literally what you see here. So his name means judge, right? So cool is, so Daniel is what?
Just the
Judge of,
Good job, yeah.
oh
yeah,
yeah, just, I
Elohim.
didn't even think.
Elohim, yeah. Yep.
I like that.
Um, so yeah, it's cool to have the name that's judge, I really do. I think that's a cool one. And Asher, of course, hey, I see why people go with that. What's verse 8, verse 20? Hey,
It should
Asher's
be
food. Hey,
about money.
you know what I'm talking about? You know? Somebody said, let
Dollar.
me go ahead and bless that child there with that name. I got you. Got you. And Naphtali, I rarely hear people's name Naphtali, but still, it's a beautiful name too.
He gives goodly words, so he's kind of like a prophet, I guess, in a sense.
Let's see. Let me go
But
straight
also,
there.
prophets also can give, warnings or impending doom.
That's right. Say his name means wrestling. Wrestling. But anyway, I'll continue on. That's probably why I didn't want to bring nothing up about that. All right. I think I have another question now. All right, Yosef. Unless anybody got anything to say, but I don't think so.
Nope.
All right, Yosef. Was that?
Oh, I said no.
All right. Yosef is not far behind. And who is likened unto wolves?
That would be Benjamin, I think, maybe. It's like
Okay.
an
All right. So, yeah, I definitely like the answer. So when I say Yosef's not far behind, it's not far behind just the previous question. Is see why people name their child after that. So Yosef, the name Yosef's not far behind anyway. So let's go ahead and get that. Better sheet 49, 22 through 28. I think that's actually gonna finish up or come close to it.
I can do it if that's
Thank you.
okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it's Genesis. Let me look. I'm sorry, Genesis 22 through 28.
Yes.
It says, and I'm reading out of the Sefer as well. Joseph is a fruitful bough, even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over all. Archers have sorely grieved him, and shot at him, and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty Elohim of Yaakov. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Yasharal, even by the Elohim of your father, who shall help you, and by El Shaddai, who shall bless you with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lies under, blessings of the breast and of the womb. The blessings of your father have prevailed above the blessings of your father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of his head, of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. Benjamin shall ravine as a wolf, In the
Hey,
morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil.
sorry about that.
All
You can stop right
these,
there.
oh, okay,
Oh no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
one more.
Yes.
All these are the 12 tribes of Yasharel, and this is their father spoke unto them and blessed them. Everyone according to his blessing, he blessed them.
Hallelujah. What was suitable for them?
Hallelujah.
You know what I mean?
Uh,
Oh, yeah, yourself, man. That's anyway, because I want to get to a certain comment. I want to say something about that, but I'll hold it until like the next reading. So, or the next couple readings. Um, but yeah, anybody got anything to say on that?
it's interesting how Benjamin is like I'm starting to understand like the the individual tribe symbols for each of Yasharel's tribes. Like
Mhm.
I knew Benjamin was a wolf symbol, but I didn't really think to as to why. But here it clarifies. He's basically a good hunter, and his spoils he brings back for the rest of the tribe.
That's right. The Jamaicans.
Yep.
All right,
Right.
it's a joke. All right, let's continue on. I'm having fun with that. I watched the debate. It's just interesting when you take the time to read this to yourself. So I'm just like, okay. All right. Thank you for that, sir. And Ema. All right. So here's a question. Where was Yaakov to be buried? This one, no, it's not. I mean,
I
it's not
don't
one
I
that
don't know.
jumps out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So let's continue. Let's continue on. All right, let's continue reading Better Sheet 49, 29 through 33.
I can read.
Thank you, Monami.
And he charged them and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in a cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephron the Hittite for a possession of a burying place. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his woman. There they buried Yitzhak and Rivka his woman. And there are buried Leah. The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Chet. And when Yaakov had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed and yielded up his ruach and was gathered unto his people.
That's interesting how you can seemingly choose to not choose to die, not in a suicide sense, but like, when it's your time, you can just, you know, let it go. Like detach it
Yeah,
from your mortal body.
yeah. To have that ability, to have that, yeah, man. Yeah, that's to me, that's honestly like a pretty, I want to say cool way, right? I mean, that you can just kind of, you know, I mean, sitting up here watching this, and then also I think what happened with Moshe,
Yep.
scripture from Moshe talking about how he essentially died with his rigor. You know what I mean? Like I say, some of these blue zones, y'all, like they got people in their 90s still climbing trees. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it is what it is. All right. Oh, clicked the wrong button.
Did you notice that
Uh-huh.
it didn't mention Rachel?
Right. Even though, so yes, I thought that was interesting. Oh, and also this place it's modern day West Bank, Hebron, modern day West Bank, where the cave of what Machpelah is. So yeah. It's just cool that Rachel, I think, gets a whole chapter that's pretty much dedicated to her when it comes to her death and burial in Bereshit. Whole chapter. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't even don't bring it up. But yeah, like yeah, she gets Leia pretty much, yeah, she didn't get a whole lot mentioned about her, you know what I'm saying? Um and even like leading up to the lesson that y'all did when I was out, like there was parts where Jacob really only spoke of having, Rachel a wife, and like his two sons come from Rachel's wife. You get what I'm saying? Like that was kind of said at times, and I was just like, he was so ticked off. You know what I mean about what happened. So yeah, but yeah, in this part, that was interesting to see. So that was it's cool to bring up, and I almost forgot to bring up the aspect of where they are today. Just appreciate that.
And what do they like if you go on a tour to Jerusalem? Do they have like a tour they can take you to show the cave, where they don't know or it's hidden?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know if I was to go, yeah, I definitely would like to see what kind of quote unquote biblical tours, like you said, that they would have available. Which I'm sure that's what, I'm pretty sure they're making tons of money off of stuff like that. But yeah. All right, quick question, y'all. Here we go. We're gonna try to get through this. I think we're doing really good on time. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Well, you should be able to get through this pretty quick because I don't think I broke up. I don't think I did a whole lot of breaking up on this one. So if y'all all right, we'll get through this next chapter real quick. All right. So what did the Canaanites say about the funeral of Yaakov? See if I can pull it up before we get there. All right, let's go ahead and get it. But at least it's good. It's formulated in your mind. All right. Can somebody get, because we'll pretty much get through almost half of that in just this question right here. So somebody get that better sheet 51 through 14 for me, please.
I can get it. Let's see. Bereshit 50, 1 through 14.
That's yes.
And Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father. And the physicians embalmed Yasharel. And 40 days were fulfilled for him. For so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. The Mitzrayim mourned for him 60 and 10 days. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spoke unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swear 7 oaths, saying, Lo, I die in my grave, which I have dug for me in the land of Canaan. There shall you bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray you, and bury my father, and I will come again. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury your father, according as he made you swear 7 oaths. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Mitzrayim, and all the house of Joseph, and his brethren, and his father's house. Only their little ones, and their flocks, and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Jordan. And there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. And he made a mourning of his father 7 days. And when he and when the inhabitants of the land of Canaan saw the mourning in the floor of Padah, they said, "This is grievous mourning to the Mitzrayim." Wherefore the name of it was called Avel Mitzrayim, which is beyond the Jordan. And his sons did unto according as he commanded them. For his sons carried him into the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which is which Avram brought the field for a possession of a burying place for Ephron the Hittite before Mamre. And Joseph returned into Mitzrayim, he and his brethren, and all that went up with him to bury his father, after he had buried his father.
Yeah. It's a
See,
lot that's in there. Yeah.
even then, it's like Pharaoh still respected us, and it's like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna. Well, this version of Pharaoh, like I don't know what, but yeah, it's just
Right.
interesting. Like when the other nations start trying to cut us off, that's when they start really feeling the wrath of the Most High.
Yeah. I mean, the people around thought it was such a huge mourning that like people called it like they thought it was another place of Mizraim. They called it Abel Mitzrayim. You know what I'm saying? It was us. Yeah.
But like what, like
Israel's
we,
name was made great, man.
a lot of those people would have starved to death if it wasn't for Joseph. So, and so that's why they mourned his father. They're like, shoot.
Come on. Yeah, that's this man's father. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any other comments?
Interesting about that 40 days. The 40 days were fulfilled for him. That reminded me of the 40 days of separation for a male child.
Ah, that is interesting. And I think they even went longer than that, right? They even went like they mourned on what is it, verse 3. Yeah, like yeah, what you just brought up. And 40 days were fulfilled for them. Yep. And those days, and the Egyptians mourned them for 70 days. You know what I'm saying? Three score and 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah. So anyway, and also with the embalming, I know it's somewhat of a thing, right? I don't know. I look at it like I don't know what anybody else's wishes are and all of that. That's not, I'm just saying that if it was good enough for Israel or Yaakov, then
It's
man, I
yeah.
don't know.
I didn't know there was a thing against embalming. I mean, I know other
Mhm.
countries do it, but I didn't know is there some sort of contention here in Israel? I didn't know.
Some people may or may not, you know, want to deal with it. There's it's just that if you don't do it, obviously you got to get in the ground like pretty quick. You know what I mean?
Inside of a
Yeah, you want to get in the ground pretty quick. The way that they do it over there is they're meaning the hats, right?
yeah.
They they'll do like they'll just wash you up like real quick, and then they'll do like some type of water cleansing, which is like some type of ritual. And then they'll put you in like one of the most undecorated boxes, pretty much wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And get you in the ground kind of quick, because it's like they're trying to give back to the earth, if you will. From earth is whence we came, earth shall we return. So it's like it's one of those things. I wrap you up in I can't even pronounce the word for it, the type of cloth. We think of like same thing to do with Christ.
It's kind of like a linen or cotton, I guess.
Yeah, something of that nature. I think they call it like tahar. Not what that linen is, but the practice of it. Something starts
Uh,
with a T, but yeah. I remember it
Oh,
was a while back. Somebody asked me to somewhat look into this, and I was just like, well, I mean, if they ain't bomb, and it worked for Israel. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't see the Most High saying, and you shall not. I mean, I don't see that right here, but so you know, hey, but anyway, yeah, thank y'all for bringing that up because so let that roll by. All right, okay, yeah, that was just me being stupid. All right, so can I get somebody to read Beta Sheet 50, 15 through 21? What are you scared? What are you scared of, brothers? I meant to say brothers. Or what you brother scared of? So that's just me being crazy. Kind of. Ooh, I was moving through this. All right, so how I was, man. I was, even though it took me a long time, but it's still just,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
know, you
proof,
miss
I didn't
yeah,
proofread like I wanted to normally.
five
Yeah, right. Oh
kids.
yes, oh heavily right now. Yeah, but anyway, I just yeah, if y'all give me some grace a little bit, I pretty appreciate that. Apologies. But yeah. If you don't mind getting Beta Sheet 50, 15 through 21. I'm gonna get there with you.
I guess I'm getting it again. Okay.
Please. By all
Okay.
means.
No problem. And when Joseph's brethren saw their father was dead, they said, Joseph will perchance hate us, and will certain requite us all the evil which we did unto him. And they sent a messenger unto El Joseph, saying, Your father did command before he died, saying, So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray you now, the transgression of your brethren and their sin, for they did unto you evil. And now we pray you, forgive transgression of the servants of the Elohim of your father. And Joseph wept when they spoke unto him. And his brethren also went and fell before his face. Uh, and they said, Behold, we be your servants. And Joseph said unto them, Fear not, for am I in the place of Elohim?
Hey.
But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but Elohim meant it unto good, to bring to pass as it is this day, to save many people alive. Now therefore, fear ye not, I will nourish you and your little one. And he comforted them and spoke kindly unto them.
What you scared of? Brothers? What you scared of? Now I woke up. Huh? You gonna sit up here and be like, first thing y'all thinking of is, oh snap, daddy gone. What he gonna do to us?
Yeah,
Okay. And but we just now read in First Peter 3 what? You
that,
shouldn't you
yeah, you
shouldn't
should
render. There you go.
evil. Yeah,
There you go. There you go. But still, and I think, obviously to some level, some degree. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. But I'll say definitely say that like it's just interesting how they knew what it is that they deserve. But yet and still, even though they just got through, a few years back, throwing they brother into the pit and the whole nine and so they easily want their forgiveness. It kind of brings you back to like when y'all watch action movies. You know how like the bad guy, as soon as they about to die or whatever, they act like they want some, man, don't do it, don't kill me. I'm pretty sure y'all watch, if you watch any kind of action movie, that's how it is.
if you kill me, you'll be just like
But
me.
the whole
So
time they was killing folks like crazy. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Uh, what's the last one that that's just not too long ago? Was it Sicario 2? If y'all ever seen like the second one?
Sicario.
Sicario,
I,
yeah, and then they roll up on the dude, and they roll up on the basically the head of that particular cartel,
yeah.
and he was eating with his family.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
I ain't gonna mess it up for y'all, but good night.
yeah.
And after what happened, right? the way that his face looked, the way that the head of the cartel dude's face looked, and I'm just thinking to myself, but this is what you did,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Like
Like
how you go, how you shocked and surprised? Like, bro, what you talking about? Like, live by the sword, die by the sword, bro. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
it's funny that people do that level of evil and think that there's no recompense ever coming.
yeah. And in this situation, Yosef was like, "Nah, man, you gotta understand that, like, what the Most High is basically he has his hand on me, and
Yeah,
plus I am not in the place of the Most High. That's he gonna take care of you when it comes to that. For what was meant for evil against me, the Most High meant it for good.
yeah. And I'm wondering, like, cause about as the covenant started with Abraham, and then when it finally got to Yaakov, I wonder if he was sharing, uh, you know, especially with his more beloved sons that came from Rachel. Was it Joseph and who was the other one? It was Benjamin.
You talking about yeah oh yeah,
Imparting,
it was of Rachel. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
like he was imparting to him, like I don't necessarily know exactly 100% what's gonna happen, but just understand it's important for you know. I'm pretty sure he was telling this to all of the sons that y'all forgive each other. Y'all are gonna do each other wrong, but understand this covenant is for all of us. And you know, when these hard times come up, remember the covenant. And I'm pretty sure that's probably what was going through. Yeah, once he got through his feelings and realized all the blessings he was accumulating, he was like, okay,
Yeah,
I see what the Most High's talking about now.
yeah.
Not just me on a personal level, but to remember the covenant. Because
Mhm.
I'm being given all this because of the covenant.
Yep. And he could have done like what happened with Solomon. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you out, but now, and I'll let your children make it. You know what I'm saying? Or however you want to, however you want to do it. Actually, that was in the inverse, but yeah, man, yeah. That was good. That was good. All right. Anybody else got anything to say? Otherwise, I think that's. Oh no, we got a little bit more. Well, I think one last one. It's kind of like just an exam topic almost. A question. How old was Yosef before he died?
Keep back my phone.
Let me put that
110.
110. Got you. Yeah, I probably just did that just so we can end this thing off, but still have some decent commentary. All right, I'll go ahead and read it. So Yosef remained in Egypt of Misraim, he and his father's house. Yosef lived 110 years, and Yosef saw Ephraim's children of the third generation. Um, the children also of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were counted as Yosef's own. Verse 24, and Yosef said to his brothers, I'm about to die, but God will visit you and bring you up out of this land to the land that he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Yaakov. And Yosef made the sons of Yasharal swear, saying, Yah will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones from here. So Yosef died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt of Misraim.
Well, I wonder. So on an archaeological thing, well, I guess it's not there anymore. But have they ever found a sarcophagus in Canaan somewhere?
I, who knows? I haven't looked into that. Yeah, we can find out.
You talking about
I
for
don't.
yourself?
Yeah, for Joseph.
Yeah, I think Ron Wyatt had like had a thing on it. But it was like a tomb. It's not. It's traditionally all the Egyptians were buried together. Um,
Ah,
but there's one that's been set off further away. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't give him the same name. What's his
yeah.
name?
It's
Yeah,
like
his actual Egyptian
another
name.
Pharaoh gave him another name once he made him like second in all the land of Mitzrayim after the or before the famine. But you have to look him up by that name, whatever that new
Yeah,
name was.
yeah. I think it was like Hafanef or Zayef or something like that.
Yeah, you
But
got it.
but but it's allegedly there's a different name that was being utilized at the time.
Uh,
Yeah. But I mean, because as he went through it, he also went through the he was showing how in Egypt they also had like the when they were collecting all the grain and everything for the famine.
yeah.
They actually have that it's actually been discovered like they
One of
found
the
that site.
stones.
Yeah, so there was so so what happened was there's like they found a it's like a seat where like one person would be who like it's like someone it's like a oh man, what was it?
Oh, and they like had his
Like
name on it.
somebody was recording how much grain that they were collecting for those 7 years, and it's a
Oh,
Like this
place where yeah.
kind of.
So he discovered they found that and that burial site. So,
that's
but
dope.
it was just odd because it wasn't traditionally it wasn't a traditional burial uh memorial site for an Egyptian.
Uh,
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
It's cool.
this is interesting. Like it's like the Bible is so much better when you realize this is our book. Like the ages of when people were doing great things or died. It's like, okay, this is like, this your Uncle Joey, your uncle, Ray Ray. This is what he was doing at this time. Your Auntie Susie. This is what it feels like, more like we're reading family records, which we know it is. But it's like
Hmm.
it hits different when you know you're not reading somebody else's history. You're reading ours.
Hmm. Spent some supposedly 93 years. Years of life was spent in Mizraim in Egypt.
Dang,
80 of them was as a ruler.
that's crazy.
And he died 54 years after Yaakov, after Israel died. But yeah, okay. All right, we can always talk about that after this record. We can turn this thing. All right, we at the end, y'all. All right, so all right. Let's just read it out. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Elohim and guard his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Elohim shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. And the last one here is the patience of the Kodashim. Here are they that guard the commandments of Yahuwah and the belief of Yahusha. Revelation 14:12. Shalom, fam.